but I'm on now. So you see my blue sky with the clouds? That's what I call my paint that doesn't stay on. I call it clouds. Those are clouds back there. So check out the clouds. And hold on one second. Clouds. I got clouds in my stuff. I got a question for y'all. I'm gonna need your help on this one. Y'all, it is so difficult. Listen, I'm from the United States, and I like to say my whole organic life, which is true, it started in California. California, absolute paradise for organic farming and organic vegetables. Then, fast forward, moved to North Carolina, fabulous for organic farming too. There are farmers, organic, just, I feel like Ghana has, because of the eating, it has kind of like messed my health up a little bit, in all honesty. You know, I couldn't believe that when I first moved here, and before moving here, people kept talking about all the fruits and vegetables are organic. But in reality, 99.9% of them that's sold at the market is absolutely not organic. Not only are they not organic, that there's supposed to be, oh, I was doing my research. There's supposed to be rules where even if you use the pesticide, you're supposed to spray it, and then each pesticide is different, but and then you're supposed to wait 14 to 21 days before then selling it publicly to people for people to consume. Some farmers, because they want it to look a certain way, and remember they don't want it to have bugs, they spray it and send it to the market, whether it's going to supermarkets or the markets the next day. They said if some people was tested, they would have heavily toxic amounts of pesticides in them. They're saying there's a lot of it is due. That's why a lot of people have stomach aches, irritable, not happy. Pesticides are terrible. You got fruits and vegetables all over, and if you ask the people, being sold all over in different markets in Ghana, all over, just on the streets everywhere. If you ask the people who sold them, where did they get it from? They couldn't. I mean, they couldn't. And if it was organic, they're gonna tell you yes, but they're not. That's something Nana and Ketia was stressed. But then I started going online because I just started really being curious about organic and growing in Ghana. Very rare do we find organic places. There's a couple of places, one called Volta Presentation, and was the brother something Ben Israel, who actually spoke at the Bible Vegan Society, and that brother was bad. He's a Hebrew Israelite, and he's part of the Volta Presentation. So I found them. They're in the Central region. I'm gonna see if they deliver. I found out today too. There's another one called Soul Greens, SOW. I found that out today from a sister that visited with Bafour, and they actually sell organic produce right at the W.E.B. Du Bois Center. You go on Saturday, and you can buy it fresh, or you can put in an order, and they will deliver it to your house. Then I went online and started looking for others, and I found out Volta Presentation. That's the guy. When I saw the Hebrew Israelite guy, I was like, oh, that's the one. Yay. I don't know how far their reach is and if they deliver, but if they do, because no. And so the reason why I brought this up, I want to ask Shaw this question. I don't have a lot of people on, but maybe somebody can answer later. First of all, I think my sister, I'm going to say no names, my sister was pissed off at me tonight. You know, what do you want me to do with the vegetables, she says. I said, I just want you to wash them. You don't want me to pick them apart from the stalk, because if you don't, I can't get in. I said, no, it's okay to take the leaves apart off the lettuce. The leaf, that part is dirty and filthy. Yes, that's fine. Take the leaves off, but I just want everything to be washed. But what about the green onions? So some of the scallions or the green onions, some of the tips are dry. I swear to God, that's all it is. It's just dry. It's just a little dry. You know, maybe they didn't get enough water. It's just dry. She says, because I just cut the whole thing. No, it'd be 3 dry and the whole top, this bunch of this and all. When I saw what she wants to cut, but I said, look at all that green. I said, just wash it. I can pull off that little tip that's. Then she told me this one. I'm asking because I don't know. I need you to tell me, because I think that because they are at the markets where everything is pesticide, they don't know. So I'm still trying to figure out. I said, oh, so you're just, I said, so why do I have such little. She says, oh, she's like, I don't do anything. Then she said, it has a caterpillar on it. And if I see a caterpillar on the lettuce, then that means you have to throw it away. Somebody help me, because I don't know. It could be true. I just don't know. Have you ever heard of that? If you see a caterpillar on your lettuce, then you should throw the lettuce away, or a caterpillar. Because I went and I was like going on Udina. It's like, yeah, caterpillars in the garden, that's standard, that's normal. Here's natural ways to get rid of them. So, I mean, I already know I'm getting organic food, so I already know that you got to wash it well, which she does. I never see any dirt because she is washing it well. But I'm having a hard time because she's getting mad. I can tell she's upset, and I'm trying to figure out. So now she got me thinking I'm crazy. Maybe I know Bafor said, hey, just wash it really good when you get home because it's organic. So you're going to see bugs. So my thing is it because they don't see bugs because of the non-organic? They don't see bugs, so they think if they see a bug, it's bad. Like, that's what you do. When she washes, I ain't gonna lie, her washing me good. There is no more bugs because she kills them. She takes the big buckets. I watched her once do it. I said, oh, she in it. You would never know they was attached to dirt. That's how well she cleans. So is it just seeing bugs that means you should throw the food away? And the food that's non-organic, because you don't see the bugs, you think it's cleaner? I feel so freaking clear, and our stomach is hurting right now. But nothing, I'm not allergic, but like garlic. I used to be able to eat garlic all the time in the States. I can't eat garlic here. If I eat it, it jacks me up. So I got to drink this, which is activated charcoal in water. The other time, they said it was organic, but we know they was lying about that. Or maybe they were organic, but it sure wasn't. But theirs was super duper clean too. That's why I now don't think they were organic. Because I see the organic ones, what they look like if you just pick them and didn't clean them, they look organic. They look like they don't have pesticides. The better, she's probably lying because I never saw nothing look that damn perfect. Matter of fact, you know what I think? They probably wasn't even just not that they were not organic. They probably was GMO'd. I never saw no spinach or anything that looked like that clean. It was very odd. And those got me sick. And my stomach been off and on good. You know, I take this when I eat garlic. I gotta watch. I can't do lemon. Like certain things, I can't do all that acidic stuff. Even if it goes into the body and says it's alkaline, I can't do it. But I'm just trying to figure out. So if you see a caterpillar, you gotta throw the whole bunch away. Is that the truth? Is it just and I can't stand because it's just so frustrating. But I'm going to look into this Soul Greens, and I'm going to definitely look into Volta presentation, where I know that brother is serious. He did a whole presentation about the organic, and plus he's from the States. It's like, that's all I want to tell y'all. Y'all don't understand. You're coming from so-called, I'm going to call it what? I know why they call it first world nations. Because they have first access to all the stuff that are more expensive to do. They were saying the reason why Ghana is hard to do organic, first of all, is there's no regulation. So people are claiming organic and they lying, and charging you a lot, and it's not organic at all. And they need regulation, but people don't want to pay for it because it's expensive. But the regulation helps that if it's not organic, they can have people come around and close you down. It's very important to my health to eat organically because I've been, so my body's not used to it. So first of all, I came here, I had to eat all these oils. The oils are the processing in Ghana. So I just want, anybody ever is watching this in Ghana, please don't come here saying all the vegetables are organic. They're not. You have better choices of organic vegetables only because, again, First World Nation means so they have a history or they have a experience in organic farming because it's a process. And they've had it for a long time, so they know how to do some things. It's very, very frustrating, y'all. Very frustrating to go through this. I just want some organic vegetables. I know I gotta work a little harder, but I gotta check and I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure. Pesticides are horrible. I've been doing organic since it's been 30 years. So I can't do non-organic, and it's so frustrating. But I'm gonna not make it frustrating because I see I'm moving in the right directions. I'm finding, and like I saw the one Volta presentation. I think it's Volta presentation. Synovia. I think you know about organic because I'm not saying I was stalking, but on the Facebook page, you like the page. If you are knowing about truly organic fruits, please let me know. because you know I'm looking. So let me know if you know places that really are doing organic, because I know you said you was here, so I know you like the page. I ain't stalking you. I'm just telling you, Zenobia, I need your help. I need people's help. I need people that's here or that has been here and that knows. I know Volta Presentations was called. I know they said I snapped it. I'm gonna call them in the morning. I know I want to say sow seeds, but sow greens. I know they are too, because the sister talked about it, and I know they're more local. I could get to them, so I need help. So, has anybody ever? Isn't the idea of organic? That's what it is, right? It ain't pretty, and you might see bugs. I don't know. I need help. So anyway, let's see. Hey, late night for you. Yes. Good afternoon. I just made a huge mixed green salad to start my raw journey. Yay. Wow, heavy contamination. Yes. Make sure to check any roster communities there, because it's likely they grow their own food too. That's true. No, most remove the critters and wash them. Of course. I mean, that's the whole idea. Bugs are going to come into your garden. That's what they do. I mean, that's what they do. That's what they do. And they're actually there for reasons. Some are pollinated, some are prey, some are for the prey. I mean, it's such an ecosystem. And not understanding it is going to kill people. That's what you've been doing. So that's what's happening. That stuff is thrown away because you saw. I know that, and this is the thing, when I eat those vegetables, I feel incredible. When I first got here, I used to eat the vegetables from the market because everybody, this was other black Americans, like, oh, all the food's organic, So I was really believing it. But to me, organic foods have a vibratory frequency. And it's a high vibratory. Yes, Synovia. Do you know any real Synovia? I told you I was telling everyone that I went on a page. I think it's called Volta Presentation. I don't know. I might have been on another one. And it was like, you like the page. And it's a Ghana organic farming. Have you visited? Do you know it? Do you know where they are? Do you know? Because I found one. I know, like I said, I went to the Vibrant Vegan Society, which I'm going to go back to. They have it once a month. And that brother was speaking, and he was super intelligent. So when I saw him on the video on YouTube representing this place called Volta Presentation, I was like, bingo, I got it. And I found their number. I'm going to call them in the morning. But if you know some organic places, I can't be out here in the dark right now. And it's not that Bafour is not. I just know that he's not a big operation, and he's there to sell the plants and not chop off the food for me. And I can look clearly. I can see I might have one more week of chill. So I'm going to check them out. Y'all, some people don't care. It's not important. It's so important to me. It's like it would change my whole life. Nobody want to come be healthy and come get sick. Nobody want to do that. And I got to deal with this. I mean, pissed off at me. Like, I mean, I never, what do you want me to do? Well, you want me to do that? And finally at the end, I kept thinking, still, why is my stuff, my bowl so small? And I know I had beet green. I had all the stuff I didn't have this time. I know what I got. She was like, oh, when it has caterpillar, you have to throw it away. I said, don't throw it away, please. Clean it. Clean it well, clean it nice. I said, you do such a good job at that, so I know you know how to do that. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm telling you, please don't throw it out in the trash. Don't throw it away. But then it just made me think on a bigger level that, did you know this a world where you got the people sold food, they don't know good food from the bad food. But like I said, I remember when I used to get the food from these markets, I used to always feel like, it don't have that organic feel. It don't feel organic. It didn't make me feel like I was healthy. I never felt it. And so that's when I started, when I went to Nana and Ketia, he was like, look, I'm not talking about my people. And that was another thing, I was with the other person, and he never wanted to hear the truth about his people. So he used to be like, well, don't listen to everything I say. He used to get mad. But and this is the elder talking, Nana and Ketia would be like, listen, sis, I love my people, but they're not going to tell you the truth at these markets. That stuff is very dangerous. Don't eat from any of these outside markets. They are not organic. And if you ask them, they're going to say yes. But the videos all said the same thing. Then they had the video where they went to people and said, hey, they were selling the food. Do you know where this comes from? Do you know it's organic? It was on TV. It's like, no, not really. We know some things. Okay, no, we don't know. Because nobody want to say, I have no idea. I'm just here to sell this stuff. I don't like it. And so, yeah, there are people, a lot of foreigners come here and they really trying to certify it and bring it up. But you got to go to the places you know. It makes a difference in your life. It could add years to your life or it could take years away. So it's very important. Thank you, darling. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, anybody, because but I think I found it. So I just realized, because sometimes, like you be wanting to give up in this place. You're like, I want to give up. I want to, but you don't. You just got to move forward. It's another thing too, y'all. It's like, I don't know. I guess that's what I always think, like, how do other expats avoid, like, the realities of Ghana, right? And hold on, y'all. The realities of Ghana, because it gets to me. So, like every single time I get in a taxi, they hear my accent, they go, you from America? Please take me. Can you know how to sponsor me? You know someone I can marry? I can pay the money. I swear to God, every single time. And they tell me the same story. I know the story. Some of these people, I read an article the other day that this was by a Ghanaian woman, a Ghanaian journalist, and a Ghanaian paper. It was funny. It was actually the paper. This is hilarious. It was the paper I used to stuff the bags. I was home, and some of the headlines was catching me. So I was reading the papers while I was stuffing them, and oh my God, it was telling stories about how in Libya they had Africans on auction blocks selling them. You know where they got it from? Places like Ghana and other places that are doing anything to flee because of the poverty. So they will get on illegal boats and smugglers will come get them. But certain countries, they got to pass through, I guess, Libya and whatever that ocean's over there. I don't know geography that well. And because they're trying to get to Italy and Europe, but Italy I think was specifically. So the government or the people that work, would pay the smugglers to not let the Africans come through. And they were taking the Africans and putting them on auction blocks. And they had it on film and everything. This is in the paper. And selling them. This bought $400. Because the desperation. I could tell you stories about the desperation that people told me just to get to the great America, so they believe, at least, because this is hard. I had a guy today say, okay, I'll take you, I'm married and everything, but you give somebody to marry me, then I can send for my wife and kids. I had a sister, very African woman that I met at the farm. She was like, do you know somebody that I could marry? I'll pay them because I need to go over there. And she said, I don't care if it's a man or a woman, because I guess some country, maybe U.S., because Obama, I'm not sure, recognized same-sex marriages. She said, I'll marry a woman. I'm not gay, but just to get there. So my mind just keeps going, why is it just me? I don't have nobody else having this conversation. How do you reconcile? Like that, it's not they're lying. It's true. We know it's hard. And we know, and then the paper said, what is the things that they're doing? Like, do you just move to the Cape Coast? Because a lot of black people, somebody asked me, why a lot of black Americans live in the Cape Coast? I said, we want to be near our ancestors, we want to be in the water, but do you just move to Pram and you just be with each other? And then you just ignore it? Like, you just act like you don't see it, or do you just have them working for you? I seen like people do that, so you just enjoy it yourself. You just enjoy the poverty and just the poverty of the people. I'm not judging. I'm just trying to, why is my heart, I'm Leo, like why does this bother me? But my daughter said, no, a lot of people, she said there's a lot of people that go to these poor countries and they don't even want to see the poor people because it would make them feel guilty too. So you just build communities, I guess, where you just, and then the rest, because you can't get away from it in Ghana. There's no way, because if you got a certain amount, I've seen it, like I visit people in Pram, they got people that, some of them got horses, so they got the horse guy, they got the stable guy, they got the garden guy, and they got the driver, and they got the house girl and boy. So I guess you just have to I'm gonna say use them, I don't know. I don't know. I just, yeah, see, I'll be having a problem with this. And I'm probably the only one to ever come on YouTube and talk about this. How do you reconcile that? How you reconcile, and what can you say? You can't say, because they ask you how you doing, you doing great. But you can go back and forth. You could never come back again. You could run for the hills, or you could stay, or you could stay in very well. You're not doing like they're doing. So you can't say don't go because you know why they want to go, but you don't really know because you ain't in that situation. It's taxing on my soul. I said, well, they probably got their one driver. I noticed that some of the people, so they don't have to deal with the drivers because they got their one driver. Their one driver knows not to talk about his situation to his madame or his father. They call him daddy. Yeah, if you work, the person you work for, let's say by 4, or you and me, but by 4 the men, or if you got a house girl or boy, they call you daddy or father. Anyway, my heart, like, it's hard, y'all. It's hard. It's the other part nobody tell you about. It's very difficult for me to fully enjoy myself, knowing that I'm sitting here, knowing these people will do anything to be where I was. How do I react to that? Like, how do I process that? Because it bothers me. It totally bothers me. Why doesn't it bother anybody else? I don't know. Because what? They create jobs. Yeah, you can do that to a certain extent. It's not that I feel guilty. I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I love what I do. I'm not saying there's nothing nobody could do about it. But I mean, damn, I wish we could just talk about it. I wish we didn't have to just act like it wasn't here. And I think I just need somebody to process it with. Like, how you feel? How you really feel knowing that they want to be where you were? And then how do we feel talking about the very country that we come from? That, well, you know, everybody else would give anything, and I'm not exaggerating. You will see their lives. I wish I could send an article, but I'm sure you can Google many like it. To be where we were. What do you think about that? What do you think that it's even a privilege to say, I can't stand where I've been, but you're on the plane, you have a beautiful house, you have houseboys and girls, you know, your money's going far, you got a passport, you don't have to be approved to leave the country. You don't have to be approved, I'm like, unless you got some criminal, you can't go by me. Other than that, you don't have to be approved. You can go anywhere you want in the world. How do you don't feel like you got any privilege? I mean, how do you feel about that? Like, you don't feel like, do you understand that that's a privilege? Because it's not for most black people in the world. So how do you feel about having that privilege? I really want to know. Do you know it's a privilege? So do you think maybe you shouldn't say, I mean, just don't cuss it out too bad. Maybe just like be like, you know what? Thank God for this passport. I would even go with, we earned this passport. My ancestors died for this passport. No, but the right to vote. I'm going to talk about the right to travel. So I'm going to say my ancestors died for this passport. Because they did. Because they had to endure so much in slavery and no rights at all, not even being seen as human. So every time you hold a passport, you should give thanks because they died. Because if something really go down in the place you're at, you get to leave and other people got to stay. We had civil wars, we had coup d'etats, all in these countries that these people just had to stay and suffer. Apartheid, we can go on and on. We watched it on our big screen televisions. How you feel about that? You just don't want to think about it? You just don't watch these kind of things? I mean, am I just too sensitive? I don't know. Do you not know you have privilege? Because you should never, I don't feel like we could ever talk about white privilege anymore. We have American privilege. And we have a passport, and it's a little blue book. And don't think because what happened during this 1 year that nobody really wants us to travel, that's a lie. They would give, and they're going to let you in most countries. Don't believe the hype. They need your money. I don't know. I don't think we've been there where we would literally drown and cross seas. You know, it was also not just that. I remember reading a wonderful, amazing book. I wish I could remember the name, about the Latin Americans that did the same thing to come to California and Texas, but the stories were horror stories. I mean, you're not in that Rio Grande. You ain't swimming in waters and dying and staying in camps. So you don't know nothing about that, because trying to get to where you live, get to where you're born. Brought in chains and all that, but god dang it, you got some benefits, don't you? Just give thanks. That's all I'm saying. Rather than complaining and talking about it, why don't we just give thanks? Why don't we show appreciation? Just say it. Thank God. My ancestors died for this passport. Thank God I was born on this side. Thank God I have a choice. Thank God I can change my life. Thank God. Thank the divine. Y'all playing about slavery. These people would go through slavery. Like the sister said, she's right. They would go through slavery to be born where you're born. You can say whatever you want about where you're born, but if you could say and then you could go, like that, I think it's those that cannot go and say. They can't go and they can't say. But if you can go and you can say, then you should say something different. I can't do it. I see. I'm hey, this is my experience, and it's an experience. Other people see it too. There ain't no way you come here and not see the desperation. Desperation. It bothers me. It's other black people, but I can't do nothing about it. I understand that. I'm just trying to not put it in here and just get it out here. And it's just helping me be more thankful and more appreciative of what my ancestors died for. I used to hear Americans say, I ain't going nowhere, because, we died for our ancestors. You know what? Y'all ancestors dead. Our ancestors dead. Because the fact that if you wanted to go, you could. They can't go. They're going to get turned down for visas every single time unless they got money. Because the fear is that, well, not the fear, it's the truth. They're not coming back. If you give them a visa to go, they ain't never coming back. Of course not. Like I say, they probably got agreements with the other countries. It's amazing. There's no accidents the way things happen in life. We have to see the blessing in everything. I feel blessed to be here. I really, really do. And I'm staying. I am. But it's so much, it's just all in your head, and everything looks different, and you ride and you see this and the differences. But you can't let it stop you. You really can't. You can't not come. I just want to know why we're not having these conversations. Because I guess we figure if we build a business, then we employ them. But they'll never have as much money. I mean, your workers will never be on the level that you're on. They'll never be able to leave the country. So you hope, you give them enough money to create and take care of their families. I want to see if that's happening. I want to see if any of us or any of these companies that work here that's employing Ghanaians are allowing them, are their lives really so much better that they don't still dream of coming to the States. I mean, even the so-called, I'm going to say wealthy, or people that have money, they still dream of coming to the States. The States is still the bomb. You still either want to be educated in the States, or you want to, or Europe. I get the States because I'm from the States, so that's the conversation they're having. And y'all can't figure it out. Can you be like, why would anybody want, I know, you can't see it. I mean, I see it clearly now. And even if it's not quite going to work out the way they think, or maybe it will, I really don't know. I got another question. So I put that shade over here, and it don't go, and it's messing with me. It's really messing with me. Sorry. See, my question is this. They say, no, I come there, then we make money, then we send it back, because the article said, but see, this is the thing, since it was paper that was, a little old, it was like last year, 2020. It was like page 39, but I ain't had the whole paper, so I couldn't read on because, she was saying that, it was like they seen it. They seen the Ghanaians go, and then they come, or they send the money back, and then the family that's still here, that's recipients of the money, is living large. So it makes me wonder, like, when they get to the States, is there like a network for them? Like, how do they make it? I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to figure out, because it's hard in the States. I mean, we do know, but I guess if you got a network, because I know when I'm in Latin Americans, they really do. They got other Latin Americans that made it here, and they help each other. I guess, and I know the Asians do the same thing. Like, some of them be smuggled in and all kinds of stuff too now, but they have a little place that they can park in. And I know even here, like, it's not a lot of Senegalese here, but the Senegalese that's here, they do have a council, international, whatever place where you go. It's on the low, but they help you if you're in. So I'm just figuring the Africans is somehow helping the Africans to come up. I mean, I know them hair salons is $300 for hairstyles, so I'm thinking, maybe they using their skill. I don't know how it works. I'm just trying to figure it out. But everybody, down to the boy Quaker, like everybody. But see, that's it too, because I'm actually open to it. Like I have the nerve to start. Why do I even ask questions? Because then, they say something, and then I ask questions, and then I listen to it. I don't know why I'm listening to these damn stories. They're messing me up. I need organic vegetables. I mean, I got some beautiful vegetables. My vegetables look beautiful. I'm so excited about my vegetables. I do want to say that, but that one's so hard, y'all. It's kind of draining a bit. And I just wonder how other people cope with that being here. That's all. That's it. That's my little story. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Zaylock Wise Locks is in Ghana now. I know he will grow food like he did in Atlanta. How soon, though, I will have to watch the latest. But yeah, that's going to be nice to see. I don't know the person, but I know a lot of people coming. And thanks to, oh my God, and thanks to that, a lot of organic foods will be here. And there's some here already, but you're right. Hey, Synovia. Greetings, sister. Hey, Synovia. That is disheartening. Wow, yes. Real thoughts and real emotions, yes. It's a tough spot to be in, knowing that others are suffering, yes. Hey, everyone. Hey, Lady Simpson. So true. No, you're not too sensitive. I see a lot from different spots in the world. We are privileged. No matter how poor we are in the world, someone else has less and would appreciate it. Yes. How are you, Natural Cover? Yes. Good. Good evening. Good queen. La, 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 la. Thank you. Good to hear. Okay, good. God bless you. Thank you. Yes. There are resources available for foreigners that citizens in the States don't get. That's what's up, too. That's what it is. You're absolutely right. And that's been there a long time. And that's why people have been very upset. Because I kind of believe them when they say we're going to go on and this and that. I'd be like, I think they do come and get a little. I think there's resources for sure, but I also think they help each other. I know that they do. They would have to. You would have to have your people help each other. I know that they do. Hey, Elle. I think there's resources. I agree, but I also think they help each other. I think most people do. I think that's natural. We used to do it in the South. There was a time in the South you came in as a so-called stranger, people would take you in and help you. So we had that community like that too, where we really helped each other. And we're going to have to start going back to at least where we can help each other a lot more. So when they work together and get the government aid, okay, they get a step up, so then Black Americans, however, if Black Americans believe things will change, all right, and they get a step up more so than Black Americans. Okay, however, if Black Americans, okay, got you. So they come together, and then they get assistance, and then they stay together. I mean, and another thing, like I know that they do, let's be honest, I mean, I know this from Latin Americans, I've seen it for myself. They may not do it anymore, but they sure did it. They will be 5, 10, 15 in the house. We won't do it. So I think we got to, I mean, I know, yes, it's probably government funded, and yes, but I still got to say, I don't know, like, that's the one thing that I would like to see in my mind differently, maybe from traveling around the world. Black Americans, we got it better than we think, and we could do better. There's things that we're just not willing to do. We're not willing to do that other cultures do. We're not willing to all stay up in that house and everybody make it happen. We're not. Listen, I still think about Claude Anderson. I mean, he thought that we was a problem with us too. And now I could see it. Because that would be the easy route to say, well, everybody else getting help. We're not. We got to help ourselves. And we got to do it together. We don't do it. And we're not willing to do those things. Our sacrifices, we don't want to sacrifice because we want that big, everything's instant. We want everything right now. The house, the car, stuff that don't even mean nothing. That's not, I mean, Black Americans are talking about this. We're going to have to think a little differently. And I think that we are. So I love that. I hear what you say. I'm not taking that away from you, but in all honesty, these other cultures are willing to do things that we ain't willing to do. And if I'm wrong, somebody tell me. Yes, they do. Plus, the collective belief could be why there is aid. I got you. Yes, and Hispanics do that. They'll put a pallet on the floor. Yes, yes. So yeah, that one I seen it for myself. I know Africans do too. This is what it is. Look like this right now. Ain't gonna look like this forever. You get it. I get the store. You work at the store. Another thing too. Okay, you came here. You ain't got nowhere. Your mother told me you was coming. You made it over. But I'm saying we used to do this in slavery because we had to. You made it over, okay? I remember when blacks was emancipated, so-called, and really no slavery, so-called, was abolished, and blacks was moving up to Ohio and places. You could walk by, you knew that was an enslaved African that was just come out of slavery, and you said, howdy, how you doing? You need a place to stay? That's how rooms started being popular, even in Brooklyn. My mother told me. People used to rent rooms to people. We used to do it not in the South, not just in the South. We used to do it. Because we knew that the struggle of Reconstruction, we knew that was going to be hard if we didn't do it together. We're way far from that. We're probably the least far because we bought into that culture, which is, Eurocentric culture, which is very much individuality. And we also don't have the patience that I feel like other cultures have. They know it's not going to happen overnight. We want it overnight. And we become frustrated. We could do way more. Like the way what I've seen, and just not even just this country, but others, it make you go back differently. We could do way more if you got the right people. Sometimes start with your family member if they're willing. If we got the right people in your family, your circle, even if it's 2, 3, what y'all could pull together, even living in different spaces. I'm telling y'all, it could be done. I'm just saying you don't have to leave your country to be successful. Oh, we know that there's a whole bunch of black successful people in the States, so that's ridiculous if we just say not. We wouldn't even make it if that was true. I don't buy into all of us as poor in the States. That's not true. Some of us just tired of giving all our money to, but what do we give our money to? Nobody's forcing us to buy the biggest car. Nobody's forcing us to have the biggest house. Nobody's forcing us to have the latest new things and equipment. Sometimes we say, oh, I make this money, but I never have it. And well, what you buying? Well, that's why. You ain't buying the right things. You ain't sitting on the money. You ain't investing the money. I feel like that, I don't know, like now living here, oh no, we make too many excuses because we got it too good. If we had it a little worse, if we saw what it really was, see, and that's another thing. We're not coming from that place that we don't really understand. Selling your kids, basically. In the States, you got to be on drugs to sell your child. Here, you don't have to be on drugs to sell your child. You just got to be hungry. How about that one? I ain't never saw us sell our kids for food. I saw us sell our kids for drugs. So that say a lot about us. Because we ain't that hungry. I ain't never seen it. Now, maybe it's some new stuff. Maybe people selling their kids for food. I don't know. I heard a mama would sell her own body for the food to feed her kids before she sold her kids. Here you do it because you're trying to live, and they can bring in some money. So if you see the dynamic, you start saying, and then I'm just thinking about Claude Anderson. I know you go back to his frustration. You say he left the country. I think he's saying something way more similar. He had a whole plan like, listen, y'all, even in the USA, if we all understood that we stuck together as like a cooperation, like a group, we could actually tell the lawmakers what we want. We could actually get our own representatives. I mean, he wrote the dang book, right, for the States. He ain't writing for a living in Africa. He wrote it. I mean, I think this is a highly intelligent man. Why won't we just go do that? Why won't we just do it? Like, I don't know. I'm not, no more. But what he says makes more sense to me. But we don't believe it. We won't come together as a group. We want to be all different. We want to not come. We don't have with these group economics. Yeah, that's the word. So individualized. So we don't, come on, let's buy this land. But don't get me wrong. I know brothers and sisters doing it. Because when I listen to those, like, somebody will send me a different, like, podcast or something from, like, even like Blue Pill, Red Pill, they buying stuff. They coming together. So, I mean, it's not everybody. They're doing it. But let's have a real conversation. Because if we blame government programs, when we got, we know for sure we got the richest woman in the world. She's living in the States. We got too many millionaires, and we even got billionaires. We got people that couldn't even read and write, and now they got generational wealth, even in the black. And I'm talking about black folks. We got the most educated people, as I'm sure, as a whole, than anywhere else. What else do we? Why are we still singing the same damn song about we don't have no privileges? We got a passport that if we use it, we can come back. What do we need? Do we need to go to somewhere else and live there a little longer and realize, whoa, my God. And then they come there with nothing, literally smuggle or not. How do they come up with more than us? Really? Is it really because of programs, or is it really because of programs? Not to say it's not. Or is it something else? When do we take responsibility as Black Americans for our own lack of patience? What's a word? It's very hard for me, but I'm working on it. Seeing a bigger picture, letting things mature, waiting it out. I think it's happening though too. No. I live there, here. I don't know. Can't do it no more. I can't do that. That's why I'm here. I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna generate wealth so I can go back to the States and do it definitely and do it better. Now, let's say I don't know if I'll ever live. I don't know where I'll live. I can't even think that far in the future. All I know is I think we're making too many excuses. Other people come and they do it, and it's because they believe that it was going to be better for them. We got too many success stories. Well, it was funny, when I think of the United States, I don't look at Black people as overall we're poor. I don't. And maybe from this perspective being here, I think I see it in a different way. I probably see how much we really do have. Our middle class they would be wealthy here. But our middle class has 2 big cars, SUVs, with one person in it sometimes. All our children are going to private schools. Not to say, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm not saying where you cut. We live with, it's not multi-generational. It's living in a house anymore. I mean, we know it's true. We don't sit together even as a political group to have, or party to have somebody represent us. Read the book. The brother wrote it. I don't know. I'm not going to do that to myself anymore, because we hold ourselves back by doing that one. We really do. So, yes, true. Felicia, we sure did. Yes. Asians too. My Lao Asian family in America live together, and they work putting their money together, helping each family in the house get their own homes. Oh yeah, I seen too. I seen in the community I lived in. Working together is definitely better than doing it alone. That's right, Felicia. Also, it says, preach, my friend. Yes, they work different shifts, so there was never too many in the houses. That's another thing. That's a good point. Everybody working, they don't worry about it. That's true, natural capital, Felicia. Yes, a powerful and connected collective. Yes, we have trillionaires. Go ahead, Felicia. By the block or building, working together, each bringing something to the table. And herbalists, community gardens, making your own clothing, accessories, being in it, but not of it. That's right. We can create it anywhere with like minds. We sure could. And there are more Black millions than ever in history. And that is belief and failure to stick together as far as the process, why some don't make it. It's definitely belief system, action, mindset. Yes, ma'am. Whenever I come to your channel, I'm always so enlightened and encouraged. Thank you. You're welcome. Powernomics. Thank you for that, Claude Anderson. We could do it. We could do it, but we just don't. So we get mad. I tell you, I started realizing, I was like, oh, I now know why Ghanaians be so like, I don't like Black America, because they feel like we have every opportunity. Why don't we do more with it? I think that slavery definitely is a mentality. And when we came out of slavery, it's interesting, because I believe when we first came out of slavery, there was only entrepreneurship. We was knocking it out, but I think you're right, those places like Rosewood and what we saw in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I think on our psyche it messed us up. And I think that was the whole purpose, to put fear in. If we do stick together, this is what's going to happen to y'all. So we have success stories individually instead of collectively. But I'd rather than burn all of us down, because if it ain't, like I said, if one of us ain't free, none of us are free. And I think it's good for your mind and for your self-esteem and your self-worth to recognize your privilege and to recognize your worth and wealth. Because I think when you can do that, you don't come from that we're the downtrodden ones. You come from a whole nother perspective. And then you able to start seeing, well, if I have privilege in traveling, even if I don't have money to travel, but if I do, and we saving our money, but that's even a misnomer. We know that's not true. That's why they started these black travel noir and black travel movement and all these, because they say the very thing, black people travel and travel well. And sometimes I see it's going to 500 countries in 1 year. I mean, some people really are about that, like 50 cities in a year, in many in different countries. So it shows what we can do. It shows that we have money to do it. We just never, not never, I think that we're moving towards hopefully putting it together. Because when you see all that and you be like, and I'm from where they want to be, that's all you can say. You just be like, And then you realize that, yeah, of course they're never going to see African, because to them, I'm saying this, to them, the ones that's poor, I'm saying Africans are poor, so why, you're not, so why? And you sitting there going, no, I had to work a job, but you had a job. And that job, and another thing I love what somebody said, you got to think like the average Ghanaian, they don't, if they have money, the last thing they would waste it on is travel. Because travel means that you're not concerned about, you must be eating okay, you must going to have a house when you come back, you must going to have clothes. So not only do you have to travel, but you're using your money to do something that is not important. To the average Ghanaian, traveling is for work, not for leisure. And when somebody put it to me that way, I was like, yo, that makes so much sense if you really think about it. Traveling is expensive. I don't care what you say, a trip is expensive, you know it. By the time you that, you got a hotel. I mean, most of us, the way black Americans travel, I mean, look at black noir, travel noir, but look at black men, period. Like, we go all out. And sometimes we got 4 kids, 2 kids. We be doing it. We going to resorts. We doing things we never did. I know traveling's expensive. I can say it. No matter how cheaply I try to do it, it's still, in the end, if you could pay a couple months rent with that. You could buy a bunch of food. You can, maybe get a little car, get around, Yeah. So anyway. That's always hard for me. But on a good note, I was at the farm, and I met a wonderful sister named Kiva, and she's a black American woman. She's been here for 5 years. She works for, she gets paid in euros, so that's even better than $1. And she works for a European company. She's Trinidadian, but she was born in the States, and we have great Trinidadian and Tobago stuff, and she don't have an accent at all. She has a black American. And she's loving Ghana, so she's just investing in her first property. And so every time, I love going to Bafours. Bafour said he only hang out with wealthy people. All his clients got it, because all of them are diasporans, because he, Ghanaians don't probably want to hear this, but he prefers, like other Ghanaians that's been abroad and come back, or ones that's about the money, they really do prefer to hang out with people that's not from here, and diasporans are not, because it's a different energy sometimes. It's not that, I thought about it, because I was thinking about the friend I was with that used to go. I know she used to get very uncomfortable when we started having conversations that, think about it, if you can't participate in that conversation, you don't see your life ever being able to think about real estate and flipping stuff and doing that, then it's not there. That's why I say it's very important for you, as you are starting to, really think about your wealth and building wealth, to make sure that you seriously hang out with people that also have that mindset and that are wanting to do it too, that can do it. It's very important, because now every time I go for hours, I stay for hours. Bafour got his mind on his money on his mind all the time. He say things like, I love money, I love making money, I love money, I love investment. And he always, so you got somebody that for 4 hours or how long you stay, we talking about money. And he ain't talking about what he gonna do, he did it already. And now he gonna do how he gonna do this. And then other people come and they wealthy, and then they talking about how they flipped it. So I'm in the right company, y'all. Like, let me just say, I know that's one side. Yeah, the reality is getting into taxes. But I know my mindset is changing just by the people that I'm knowing. I got African, now this is the Kiva, like, oh my gosh. And they care about organic foods and fruits, and it's a great thing. It's a great thing. I'm meeting my people. I'm meeting my people. And I realize again, like this whole thing with, I used to say, oh, I have social anxiety. Again, I want to go back to that. I don't know where I got that. It's amazing. I guess that was the old self. That was the old Lisa. Because the new Lisa don't have that. And me and Kiva, it was fun. It was great. It was talking, asking questions. I know what I want and I know who I am. And I know how to articulate that. Like, where did I get that from? It's an amazing things we hold on to. And another thing I was really thinking about, I was watching my Joe Dispenza and the quantum field and all that, and he said the same thing. Be very careful of accepting titles or names or diagnosis. Like the sister said, do you think you have this imposter syndrome? No offense, I'm sure she meant well, but no, I don't think that. No, I don't think that. That's a very dangerous thing to start accepting stuff, because you start looking it up, you're going to spend all that energy on something that you never even heard of before and never even thought was a problem. The way to change is not to go, like you said, you fight matter with matter or use matter to solve matter. And don't go looking for some disease you don't even have or some syndrome. You could really let go of the old self. That person, the disease was in the old self, the mindset was in the old self, the lack was in the old self. Everything you said, because people give you these titles like social anxiety, da-da-da-da. You might have this so-and-so. Who makes this shit up? Who does that? Like, to me, it doesn't make sense to me that somebody, I've seen this before, 1,500 people have this, wait, so everything is perception. And the quantum physics says, even when you're observing something, physics, the quantum field, even when you're observing it, it changes. So what it started off as is not, because you observed it. So you got observers who are observing something based from, you can never not base it on what's in your subconscious, from your lenses. So it's so ridiculous that you got man observing man and determining what they believe that you may have. It doesn't make sense. Who are you? How do you come to the conclusion? And did you ask any black people? So you're not putting in the thing of circumstances, race, gender. You're not dealing with economic status. You're not even dealing with what circumstances that person has. Was there deaths in the family recently? Was there none of that? Their faith-based, their spirituality. Anything you say, somebody could have moments of it. Don't start putting a name to that damn thing. Then they got, because you know why they got to name it though. I understand why they do it, because they got to make a drug for it. You do know this, right? If it's not legally, I don't give it a legal name, then I can't give it a drug. So now you done sign up for something you ain't never had. No. One thing we don't want to do is follow them. Like that one, just don't do that shit. Like, you got to think for yourself. And if you don't like something about you, let that you go. And because there's a possibility always for a new you. Don't never let nobody put some title on you never had, you wasn't even thinking, especially when you know you're in a good place and you're only asking the questions and you're asking it from such a healthy, good place. Don't let nobody tell you what you are. Do you think you're this? No. Do you think you're that? Most people tell you what they're going through. They just want somebody to share in it. When they say misery, love, company, some people love. You got that diagnosis? Oh my God, I do too. Oh my God. Like now I just felt so much better because I wasn't the only one. How many times we heard that? People be like high-fiving over their illnesses. Oh my God, I thought I was the only one. I got that too. Y'all can bond over y'all. I ain't bonding on no shit now. We're not going to bond on no shit, okay? We're going to bond on some happy stuff. I ain't going to bond on no bad stuff. No, hell no. I denounce that. I denounce that. Don't put good titles on yourself. I'm human. It's a great one. I'm human. I got frailties and like everybody else, but God dang it, I got a whole lot of love. And can't nothing beat that. Whatever diagnosis you want to put on me, you can't beat that. And then you're looking at a person that you're watching that you do not know. You do not know. And if you really knew them, you would look at their ability to shape shift so much. You would sit there and just be like, let me not even call her nothing, because if I call her today, tomorrow she's going to be something else any day. She has proved that time and time again. Don't put it on you now. We got enough in this world to weigh us down. Don't find some shit now. Imposters. Every time I hear that, I just go, oh my, what kind of white shit is that? Like the first thing I said, like, the titles. No, what I was yesterday, I am not today. And what I am today, I will not be tomorrow. No, y'all. Name and claim yourself. Label yourself and always make it good and always make it positive. Always. I cannot, oh my God, I don't see me being one of those people that be like, oh my God, maybe even when I think like a stomach hurt or something, you know, sometimes I'll get on, I'll be like, let me go Google, and then I'll be like, you know what, ew, it go down and then this and it could be, and you don't know what, don't matter. Then when I realize no matter what it is, if you got a stomach ache, you got a headache, it's all, you could, there's a place in the quantum field where that don't exist. You could drop all of that when your heart is open and you align your chakras. Because whatever's out there came from in here. See, that's power. And that's a power that most people, especially in the scientific field or let's say the drug field, or whatever, they fear that because you don't need me. You don't need me to help you, to tell you who you are and what you have. You mean you think that you could actually get rid of it because you think that you created it? Yes, I do. Not that if you have a broken leg, you don't go to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about that thing. I'm talking about that's all. I'm talking about things that you know, any disease, you created that bad boy. When you got a stomach ache, okay, you can say it's the food, but it's also a disconnection. That means that there's not a heart-brain coherence. And basically what that means is sometimes like we are thinking one thing, but we are physically doing another. So we may be thinking thoughts that are not good or negative in that part. Maybe we got triggered, but we're eating this apple. Because it could be an apple got you sick too. You know that, right? So now why would the apple that's organic get you sick? You would say, because, so you think, well, I eat organic, how could I get breast cancer? But people do. I've been raw all my life or vegan because that's what your body so-called do, right? But your mind is still mad at your mama. Your mind is still not releasing that past relationship. So you can eat all the goddamn organic apples you want, but that ain't even going down right. Once you realize that, oh my God, I closed my heart. Oh my God, I let in too much negativity. I'm like, this is deeper than that. I'm too old for that one. And that one we're not going to do. And I thought about the day when I'm in the midst of people. I know me. I now had to understand me. Oh, you need time to get to know people. Oh, you need to feel comfortable around people. Oh, you need to know that you've grown and you can just be yourself. And also your vibratory frequency is going to, when you raise it, you're going to attract people that's raised, and then they will be on your vibratory frequency. It's okay if you had insecurities at some point. You can get over any of those things. You don't have to go find out what you're saying. Because think about it. Let's say you have insecurity about something. Rather than saying, wow, let me sit myself, let me see what my language is, let me see how I process, let me see if I really have social anxiety or I heard this term from somewhere. And then I went online and read about this shit. And then I saw a bunch of white folks in a circle talking about they got it. I'm sorry, hey, gotta say it. Rather than saying, maybe there was a time I was going through something, but I realized that was when I was younger, or that was when I wasn't feeling good, but I don't have to feel that way now. It's not that I have social anxiety, or I'm just giving that as an example. It's that I need more time to get to know you. I need more time to feel you. Matter of fact, I need to feel you. If I don't feel you, then I can't really express freely because but there's nothing wrong with me in crowds. And you have to talk because nothing really is. You just read that shit, so you bought it, and somebody never got black folks say, I read. Oh, Lord, who wrote it? Okay, I understand. You write your life and your script. Don't I keep identifying with something that you was when you was 5? Most of us are. It happened at 7. You still like that. I never could sing. Well, that was how old were you? Maybe you could sing now. Maybe you could sing now. Stop holding on to that. I know the doctor told me I have depression, soul strain. One thing I noticed, like I love it, though, I do, it makes me laugh. So, because I couldn't be this good. So I'm listening to the testimonials on Dr. Joe Dispenza, because they're telling their story to show that, they radical healing. And they'll be like, yeah, I had a slip disc, which was the condom harmonious of the song, and then I had a slip disc of the bird and the number 2 and 7 of the, you a doctor? Like, damn, why you, like, I don't even, like, yo, if you just told me it was cancer, I'll break it down. I couldn't tell you it was the gut, then it went, and then the vertebrae of the whole thing made me laugh. I don't want to know no bad shit like that. I don't want to learn no bad stuff. Like, I don't want to memorize no bad shit. Like, I'm not trying to even memorize that stuff. He told me I got something. I know he right that I got something because I could feel it in my body. I ain't going to take on the name that he gave me, but I'm sure going to go do this work. I'm going to go do this inner work so I can figure out where I'm supposed to go. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do, okay? Now, I ain't going to sit here and memorize everything he done told me what's going to happen. Matter of fact, not only do you gave me the diagnosis, but I don't want the prognosis. Now you're going to tell me how it's going to end. And see, 6 months to the date, you're going to die. People be like, my relative died 6 months to the date. Well, you told them that and they believed it. I'm just saying, y'all, let's keep it real here. I think that when people actually see somebody that's really doing the work and doing the work so publicly with all the bumps and bruises and falling and getting up, it infuriates some people. Because what can I say about it? I got to stick something on her because she won't let nothing be stuck on her. She's not going to do it. And I'm watching her fall and make mistakes, even though you doing mistakes too. She just doing it in public and coming back up again. If you know in your life that you have significantly progressed, that you have fallen down, but you have continuously got up, can't nobody tell you nothing. They can't tell you nothing. Because ain't no perfect journeys. Ain't nobody standing straight every goddamn day. Well, I say to you, before you tell me what I don't have or do have, you better tell me something nice, because I do a lot of good shit. Let me start hearing it. If I never hear nothing nice from you, you only come when you think it's, no, I don't, like I said, we're not friends. But that goes back to this, like, I really thought, it was because I talked to this therapist, and she was like, do you think you have social anxiety? I was like, what is that shit? Like, I don't know what that shit is. And she was like, oh, it's when you get, no, I don't. I don't think that. No. And then I really had to think about it. I was like, oh my God, look at the stuff you buy into. And then I was even saying to you, like, I don't necessarily feel comfortable in front. And I was like, no, that's not true. Like, watch me. Like, I'm cool. Like, I think I didn't see him about before, like maybe 15 times. I didn't see him 15 times before. But I trust him. I like her. I like our flow. I like the way he talks about. I like how uplifting is my mind. I like the people that come see him. I love that. Like, we're there. You know what, too? When you become nobody, no self, no thing, nowhere. Now, I do know that. What I've noticed is now when I have conversations with people, I'm not Lisa Marie or anybody. I can't explain it. It's the most amazing thing. I am in the moment that I'm the moment. So I'm not identifying myself in any past, present, future. I'm so in the moment of what they're saying and I'm saying, and so I'm relating from that moment to moment. When you are in the moment and you are relating to a person moment to moment, you no longer have that's how you can get rid of all of those anxieties and whatever you think you have. Because anxiety comes from, am I good enough? Because somebody told me I wasn't good enough. Am I smart enough? But when you're nobody, no thing, no self, nowhere. I can't explain it to you, but it's a presence and a comfort in that. So now you're just here to sit back and relax. There's no expectations from any conversation, but to enjoy it, to connect to people in their heart. Like the sister was saying, Kiva, she was saying something, and she said, well, not that I want that. I said, well, why you say that, sister? You do want that. Say it. She's like, yeah, you're right. I realize how much I have to give. I got to be out there. I got to rally up. I'm still mama. I'm still auntie. If I could tell you that, when somebody coming to you telling you what they think you are and you don't agree, please say it. I don't care if it's a clergyman, a doctor, a lawyer, your best friend. Wait. I ain't denial, but what you saying, you putting the whole syndrome on me now. Now we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We could do so much better. They know this with children, but adults don't do this for each other. Tell a person who they are. You know you a queen, right? You know you a goddess, right? You know you have been here before. You know you are a great orator. You know you are a seer. You know you can see, right? You know you're gifted, right? You know you blessed, right? I have no doubt that whatever you're looking for, I know you could have, right? Can you imagine if we said that and that's the conversations we had instead of telling somebody, you know, I read it. It was in the Harvard Journal. Did you see it? No, I don't read that shit. Well, you should have, because in the Harvard Journal it clearly said that you're a personality type A. What the F? Okay, you know what? I can change tomorrow, so F the Harvard Journal and the rest of them. Like, come on. And then they wrote it. They wasn't even thinking about me. They don't know who I am. I'll tell you if you ask me. If you want to know who I am, ask me. That's for everybody. I ain't direct this to no one person. No, y'all. There's a place, and it opens up, and the capacity to heal. We're not alone. We have angels and guides, and we just have forgotten how to connect because we're holding on to our syndromes and our diagnosis and our prognosis and our stories. We used to talk about, well, when did never start? Well, when I was 5. Well, God dang it, you still don't think you can do that now. Like, you couldn't do that at 5, but you 35. Maybe you could do that now. Like, you don't have to hold on to that shit no more because somebody told you that or because you really went through it. I want to say, and I was hurt, and I was, okay, but are you going through that now? No. Live a life a little bit. No, y'all. So I'm just sensitive to life. I was drinking my charcoal. What was it? Activated charcoal. By the way, it's tasteless. I just want you to know it doesn't taste like anything. It's wonderful stuff. If you ever think you ate something and it didn't agree with you, I promise you, Dr. Ananda Nketia told me this, and he was not lying. You put some little, like a half a teaspoon, even a teaspoon, in some water of your activated charcoal. And you take that before going to bed or the next morning. It's the best, like Alka-Seltzer, where you don't feel the fizz. It's not harmful, and it's some incredible ish. Okay, but yeah, I'm deep. I'm deep. So anyway, I gotta do my mind movie. I'm about to read your comments though. I'm gonna do my mind movie, and I'm gonna go to sleep my meditation, and I'm taking off tomorrow. I'll be here. I got the group, which I'm looking forward to, and of course I'll do YouTubes. But I'm vegging out because I got this week. I got to hit it this week because I got plans. Okay, a girl got plans. So yeah. Yes. Oh, darn it. Come on down. Okay. Yes, it's also conditioning. It is, Felicia. Rosewood, Black Wall Street, move. That's right, move too, etc. God to be Oshun. I don't want to speak ill of her, but I think she doesn't want to do the extra work of removing the worms. You know what? God to be Oshun. I wanted to say the same. Do you know what occurred to me today when I woke up in the morning? I said, "Oh, I get it." I love you saying, you're right. I woke up this morning and I said, "Oh, I get it. She don't want to wash it, so it's easier to throw it away." Do you know I figured it out too? I thank you for that. That's why I woke up out of this morning when I got off my sleep. I don't know why that came. I said, "Oh, because she sent me a message to say, oh, send me the list you want." And I thought, oh, she don't want to do that because you got to clean them out. Like you said, clean it good. I totally, I believe that could be part of it as well. That's what I was thinking. Not sure, but it was something I was thinking. Yes, fear was a tactical move, so folks didn't understand they were intelligent, innovative, and powerful. Yes, ma'am. But there are so many more powerful ways to do this now. Once folks come offline with conversations, yes, this is true naturally. God's real shooting. You said it. Hello, yes, exactly. This is naturally, yes. Nathan says yes. The Google rabbit hole. Oh my God, isn't that terrible? At the end of each day, I release all the negativity day, if there was any. I love to meditate before sleep. Yes, Lady Simpson. Hey, Onique, blessing Lisa, greetings, family. You look beautiful. Just tuning in, about to hit the replay. Yes, ma'am. Hey, Onique Walker. Hello, naturally clever. Lady Simpson. Hey, Onique. Hey, beautiful naturally. God bless you naturally. I'm from the country. I used to hate removing them worms too, but we sure still ate them greens after we picked them off. I mean, that's what. Yeah, I agree, right? I know that's right, guys. Sure, I hated the worms too. I can relate. My grandpops lived in Greensboro with apple trees in the garden. Go ahead. I am so loving this conversation. Yes, naturally. I want to get in the mastermind group. Yes, Onique, I know my other channel on my other website is down. So just email me at, okay, I think, well, just email me at afrocentrichomedesign@gmail.com, and I will show you another way that you can, we can, because putting you in is easy, but we do a month, collecting the money, there's other ways we can do it, so let me know. Move forward with queen things, popping, get your earrings, afrocentrichomedesign@gmail.com. Yes, Onique, a lot of those diagnoses are a pack of lies. That's right, folks sitting around making up things in order to be in the history, but exactly, that's a good point. Blessing is for me. I just tuned in. Hey, Darlene. Please do, Onique Walker. Would love to see you in the group constantly. Thank you, darling. Thank you, naturally. Yeah, y'all. Just don't. I I've I've listened, like I'm telling you, yes, he's white and everything, but he got something. Dr. Joe Dispenza, if you want to, just go listen to him on his channel, Dr. Joe Dispenza, and just listen to the testimonials. When you hear him, you know it's something. It's so refreshing and inspiring because God energy, God consciousness is living, and it's energy, and it's moving, and it's electrifying. And it could take things out and move things and take all the whatever sugar you got or the whatever you got all the time, take it and you could feel it, and you have this experience, and you feel this overwhelming, this love, and you love, and you can't even remember your name because you're not that person. And you shed that body, that mind, that identity, because the Creator can make you new. All our spiritual books say it. The renewing of the mind, but we still believe we ain't had no miracle, because that's what we believe it's got to be, when it's actually the most natural thing, but it's a tremendous amount of surrendering. But it could be done. And even though I haven't had this, like those profound, I already know it's coming. I've had it, some of you have it, chip away and get to it. I know I am not the same. And I think why I feel the Ghanaians and I haven't, and maybe me have, I mean, it's still strange to say I have, because we come from a place we don't have, right? It don't feel like it. But we stuff never in your mouth come out your mouth and say you are poor, you don't have nothing, you struggling. I could sell you some stuff. You're blessed. We all are. All right, ladies, I'm up late. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, y'all. You won't regret it. And when you go on his channel, you'll see testimonials. Just listen to them. And if you tell me, you're not gonna say, "Oh my God, I believe that. I believe that that's inside of us. I believe that there is aligning the heart and the mind, and aligning the energy centers." And not just to stop telling the story. There is no story. You can't remember the story. The stories are gone. That's a beautiful place to be. Love you, ladies. I'll see you in the morning. I'll see you tomorrow. Excuse me, you too. Thank you, Natalie, for being such a a magnificent sister. Love y'all.